Symfinder is a toolchain built to identify and visualize symmetries in a single codebase written in Java or C++. Symmetry, and more particularly local symmetry, have been recognized as a way to create order in nature and human-made artifacts, including object-oriented structures, which exhibit symmetry through the unchangeable and changeable parts of their design. These parts can be abstracted respectively in terms of variation points and variance. More details about the notion of symmetry can be found in our previous research paper published at SPLC 2019 and available on our website. Symfinder is made of 4 parts. First, the Git repositories of the projects to analyze are cloned and the desired tags or commits are checked out. If the analyzed project is written in C++, the codebase is preprocessed using an ANTLER grammar and a C preprocessor in order to expand the macros it contains. Then, the sources are analyzed by the Symfinder engine, which uses a Neo4j graph database to identify the symmetry implementations in the codebase. Finally, the identified variation points and variants are visually represented on a graph visualization built with d3.js, requiring only a web browser to be viewed. The whole toolchain is deployed in Docker containers, making it the only required tool to use Symfinder. The Symfinder toolchain has been first presented at SPLC 2019, and in this video we present you the latest improvements of the toolchain. First, a new language is supported by Symfinder, which is now able to identify variability implementations in C++ codebases. Let's see an example of visualization. MuseScore is an open-source music composition and notation software. Each node on the visualization represents a class or an interface, which are linked together through inheritance relationships, dividing the visualization in multiple zones. By default, only variation points are displayed, but the user can decide to display variants too, in order to display more nodes and possibly other zones of high density, such as this one, for example. Zones with a high density of symmetry are likely to represent variability implementation, as we can see on this tree, representing the different elements of a musical score. In order to further help the comprehension of variability implementations in a system, Symfinder is also able to color classes belonging to a same package. Let's illustrate this feature by coloring 2 packages in the visualization of Geoffrey charts. We observe that nodes of the same tree belong to the same package, showing a good separation of concerns between the 2 packages. Finally, if the analyzed project has been annotated with feature traces, Symfinder is able to automatically map them to the identified variation points and variants and visually represent this mapping. An example of such project is Argo.uml. Classes being annotated are represented by a node with a blue border, and the name of the feature trace is available when hovering the node. Displaying information from the domain together with variation points aims at facilitating manual feature location activities. Documentation on the supported format of traces is available on Symfinder's repository. All the visualizations are available on our websites, and Symfinder source code is available on GitHub, with instructions to reproduce our experiments or try Symfinder on your own projects. You are also welcome to suggest us projects on Twitter, mentioning our accounts in the description of the video. We will analyze them, and the results of the analysis will be presented during the conference.